Hey. Welcome back to the Branded by God podcast. I am Brittnee and Smith, your host. And if you're new here, what's up, girl? If you're not new here, welcome back, girl. Hey. And so welcome to the family. Welcome to the Branded by God community. I want you to go back. If you didn't already, go back and listen to episode 1, like right now, like pause me. Okay. Pause me. Go listen. Come back because this is a nice little follow-up. I want to make sure that you have received what was set. Everything that we're doing this summer was set in the last episode. So if you're already here for episode 1, first of all, thank you for coming back. Okay. And then second of all, you already know that we're not playing this season. We're resting, but we ain't playing. This is the summer of in full effect. And today, I'm not coming with a strategy. Okay, I'm not coming with a strategy. I'm not coming with a framework. I'm not coming with 5 points, 5 steps to anything. Today, y'all, I'm coming with something much simpler than all of that. I'm coming with a permission slip. That's it. Just permission. Permission to stop. Permission to look back. Permission to feel what you actually feel. Permission to process it. Okay? And this is for me too. And I know you're my people, so I know you need it too. And then only then, after all of that, permission to adjust. Because I think a lot of us are running so fast right now that we haven't even stopped to ask ourselves the most basic question. Are you ready for this? How am I actually doing? Not like I'm blessed and highly favored. Yes, I am, Mr. Beauregard. Like, no, not who is Mr. Beauregard? Not like, oh, God's got me and I'm good. Like, no, I know you good. Not the Sunday morning answer, okay? Not the Instagram caption answer. The real answer. You know, the answer that you ask your friends for. Like, no, girl, how are you really doing? When's the last time you asked yourself that? How are you actually doing right now? And I want you to sit with that question for a good second, a hot minute, before we go any further. Just think about it. Right? Because here's where we are. It's summer. And the year is more than halfway over. Can't believe that. And I don't know about you, but when I got to this point and actually looked up from everything I was doing, the school year ended, church is on a break now. I had my conference. I was a little shook. Like, where did the first half of the year go? Like, I had goals in January and I had a vision board and I had a word for the year. We're going beyond in 2026. Like, legit, that was my word. And then some of the things happened, but some of them didn't happen. Some of them evolved into something completely different that I didn't take into account for. Different than what I planned, okay? And there's something about this moment, mid-year, mid-season, maybe midlife for some of us. And you have a choice. You have a choice. You can keep your head down, keep pushing, keep hustling, pursue the next milestone, stay busy, stay productive, keep creating, act like the first half of the year didn't even happen, okay? And just focus on what's ahead. You could do that. You could. You really could. Or you can pause. You can look back. You can give yourself the gift of honest reflection. And I'm going to tell you right now that pausing is the harder choice. I told my therapist this, like, yeah, I just keep going because, got things to do. Pausing is the harder choice for people like us, for women like us. Because here's the thing about us: high achieving, God called, purpose driven women. We've been taught, either directly or indirectly, that pausing is losing. That if you stop, you're going to fall behind. That rest is a reward that you haven't earned yet. That reflection is for people who aren't busy enough. And I just want to call that what it is: baloney, a lie from the pit. A very convincing, very culturally supported, well-dressed lie. All the things, like it looks and sounds good, but no. Because the truth is, if you never stop to evaluate where you've been, you're going to keep repeating the patterns that aren't serving you. Ask me how I know. You're going to keep saying yes to things that drain you, which is why you stayed in bed a full day without planning to do so. You're going to keep chasing goals that don't actually align with where God is taking you. And you're going to keep on running fast and hard in the wrong direction. And guess what? Because everybody's benefiting from this version of you, nobody's going to stop you. Because from the outside, you look productive. You look like you're killing the game. You look busy. You look booked and busy. You look like you're winning. But on the inside, you're exhausted. You're disconnected. You're crying when nobody's looking. And you're not even sure why you're doing half of what you're doing, but you don't know how to stop. Does that sound familiar to anybody? Am I the only one? Yeah, you laugh to keep from crying? Yeah, me too. Girl, let me reframe this for you. Let's look at this from a different perspective. Reflection is not retreat. Say it with me. Even if you're somewhere where you can't say it out loud. Reflection is not retreat. It's not giving up. It's not falling behind. It's not weakness. Reflection it's strategy. It's wisdom. It's going back over the terrain that you've already covered, the wins, the losses, the detours, the delays, so that you can move forward smarter. Not just faster, but smarter. Think about your GPS, right? If you were a GPS, think about your GPS. When you miss a turn, and we've all missed a turn once or twice in our lives, your GPS doesn't just shut down and say, oh, forget it. It doesn't say something like, well, you ruined it. Now we got to go back and start over. The GPS doesn't guilt you. It doesn't compare your route to somebody else like, oh, well, Sharon didn't miss that turn. No, it simply says recalculating. And it finds you a new way to get there, where you're going based on where you actually are. Not where you thought you'd be. Not where you told everybody that you would be, okay? But it helps you reroute from where you are. And that is what reflection does. This is so good. Reflection recalculates. It takes you to your real position, not your projected position. And it helps you find the best path forward from here. But you have to be willing to look at where here actually is. You can't just be powering through everything. You have to be honest about it. And that's where a lot of us get stuck. It's where a lot of us want to sweep things, pond the river, pond the bank, sweep it under the rug. Oh my gosh, how many of us have found ourselves in this place? And I'm going to be totally transparent with you. I don't always give myself permission to do this. I'm a doer. I was going to do it. I like to move. I like to flow. I like to go. I like to build. I like to create. And somewhere along the way, I learned to use productivity as an armor and an indicator as to whether or not I was doing good in life. Like if I'm always building something, always working on something, always just launching something, starting something, creating something, then I don't have to stop and feel what the last season, oh God, what the last season actually cost me. I don't have to sit with the disappointment of what didn't happen the way I planned. I don't have to process the grief of my failed expectations. I don't have to acknowledge that some things that I poured my absolute whole heart into didn't go the way that I hoped. I can just keep going. And from the outside, you're like, oh, she's so strong. She's so resilient. But on the inside, it's avoidance with a productivity badge on front to cover it up. And God has been dealing with me about that, okay? Because here's what I come to understand, y'all. You can't carry last season's unprocessed weight into this season and then wonder why you feel heavy. Do you feel heavy right now? Like you can't skip the reflection and expect clarity to come. You can't bypass the process and then get the promise. It doesn't work like that. It does not work. I wish it did, but it doesn't work like that. The processing, it's not your obstacle to the next level. The processing is your access to the next level. Man, oh man, it don't feel good. It's tight, but it's right. It's tight, but it's right. You can't have one without the other. And there's a scripture that I keep coming back to. Lamentations 3:40. And now I know Lamentations is not exactly everybody's go-to, like to get pumped up and excited and encouraged, right? It's not Lamentations. I don't want to lament. Like nobody's got Lamentations on their vision board, right? But just track with me here. Track with me. It says, let us examine our ways and test them, and let us return to the Lord. Examine our ways, test them, not perform them, not post them, examine them. Y'all, there is a divine invitation in that verse to stop and look honestly at how you've been living. And this is a conversation that women like us, we don't have with ourselves. We can have with other people. But how have we been leading? How have we been showing up for ourselves, for our family, for our calling? Examine it. And then it says, return. Come back to the thing that matters most. Come back to alignment. Come back to God. That's not retreat. That's recalibration. And this is holy work. This is holy work that we have to do, especially if you call yourself living for the Lord. And so I want to give you something practical today. And if you're driving or doing other things, that's fine. But I want you to come back to this because, come on, y'all knew y'all wouldn't get out of this without no homework. You knew it was coming. But I need something that I can actually do. And so if you're like me, here are 3 questions that I want you to sit with this week, this month, whenever you can carve out even 30 minutes of quiet, not doing anything else time. I want you to grab a journal, your notes app, a napkin, whatever works for you. But I want you to write. I want you to physically write. Because there's something about, and maybe it's just me, but there's something about getting it out of your head and onto a page that changes things. When's the last time you journaled? When's the last time you sat with your thoughts and let it pour out of you? So here's question 1. What actually happened this past season? Not what you planned, not what you announced, okay? Not what you told people was going to happen, but what actually took place. Like the real version, the version that cannot be denied. I want you to be honest. Don't spin it. Don't make it into a highlight reel. Just the truth. Where did you win? Where did you fall short? What surprised you? What blindsided you? Girl, what did you say yes to that you should have said no to? And I know that there's some things on that list. What did you put off that needed your attention? I want you to write it down. All of it. The good, the messy, the stuff that you'd rather not admit. I want you to write it all down because you cannot work with what you won't acknowledge. You cannot combat what you won't confront. You may have heard it that way. All right. Question number 2. How do you actually feel about it? Not how should you feel about it? Not the faith-filled, positive confession answer. Okay. How do you actually feel? Are you disappointed? Are you proud? Are you relieved? Are you grieving? Grieving something that didn't work out the way that you hoped. Did you know grief is not just the loss of a loved one? It's failed expectations. Are you carrying guilt about something that you let slide? Are you excited about what's ahead, but terrified to admit it because, I don't know, what if it doesn't work out? Name it. All of it. Because listen, unfelt feelings don't disappear. They just go underground. But let me tell you something. They will find a way to come out, and usually at the worst possible time in the worst possible way. I would laugh right there, but like that's real. So I want you to feel it now on purpose in a safe space. All right? Name what's in there, girl. Like you have to name all of it. All right? Here's question number 3. What do I want to be different? Not a whole strategic overhaul, not a new 5-year plan, okay? Just what is 1 or 2 things that need to shift? What do you want to do differently in this next season of your life? Think about it. How do you want to show up differently? Oof. What boundaries need to be set? What habits need to be built and developed? What habits need to be stopped? What do you need to let go of? Who do you need to let go of? Just 1 or 2 things. And I want you to start there because small adjustments make consistently create, small adjustments made consistently create massive change over time. You don't need a revolution. Whoop, whoop. You don't need a revolution. You need a recalibration. You don't need an overhaul. You just need to change 1 or 2 things at a time consistently. So this is your permission slip. 3 questions, 30 minutes at least, and the willingness to be honest with yourself. Reflect on where you've been. Process what it meant to be there and what it took to make it through there and land here, and adjust how you move forward. That's it. And I know some of you are already thinking, Brittnee, I don't have 30 minutes. And to that I say, with love, says you don't have time not to. You don't have time not to. If you can't give yourself 30 minutes, then there is a much deeper issue. Because the version of you that skips the reflection, she gonna show up to the next season carrying everything that accumulated from this season. Tired, unclear, wondering why it feels so heavy. But the version of you that pauses, the version of you that sits with the questions, girl, the one that does the honest work, she shows up to the next season lighter and clearer and more intentional, more aligned. And that woman, she's dangerous in the best way. She is dangerous in the best way. She is the woman that you desire to become. She is the woman that you see in your head when you think about your future and who you want to be. And so here's what I need you to know. Before we wrap this thing up in a bow, you are not behind. You are not a failure. You did not miss your window. You are a woman in process. And that's exactly where God does his best work. Not in the polished version. No. Not in the highlight reel. No. He does his best work in the process, in the messy middle, in the honest, messy, chaotic, still figuring it out version of you. And that's where he shows up. When you're willing to bring your fishes and loaves to him so that he can do a miracle. That's where the real transformation happens. When you bring him your broken pieces so that he can create something beautiful. So this summer, in the middle of all the motherhood and the marketplace and the marriage and the me time and the I just want more of God, in the middle of trying to find margin, in the middle of trying to clean up the mess, don't skip the reflection. Don't bypass the process. Give yourself the permission slip. You've earned it. And truth be told, you need it. So, thank you for getting real, raw, and honest with me in this episode. I'm going to do the work too. I'm doing the work. Y'all know I went to my therapist and I let them know I'm good at stuffing things away. I'm good at taking a licking and keep on ticking. But instead of processing fully, I have created a junk closet in my mind, and I stuff the things in there and I lock it up and I pull the shade down over it so that you don't even know it's there. Sometimes I hide it from myself and I forget that it's there. But I have to give myself the gift of reflection so that whatever it is I was supposed to learn and get from that season, one, I don't waste the lesson, but two, I allow it to heal properly so that I can walk upright in the next season. That is what I want for you. As you are navigating all the M's this summer, give yourself the gift of reflection. Now, if you're like me, go and buy yourself a nice, cute journal, okay? Visit Turquoise Queen. She's on my friends list. She makes beautiful journals that are custom to what we need. Whatever you got to do, get yourself a nice journal and sit with her. Sit with yourself. Process it so that you can progress clearer, wiser, stronger, and closer to that version of yourself that you see in your dreams. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you in the next episode of the Branded by God podcast. Bye.